Hello and welcome to the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're excited you're here to learn about some great schools. I have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. That's why that Q&A button is so important. You can direct your questions, by the way, to a specific school or schools by including their name, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about their programs. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening for Illinois students, so be sure to sign up for more sessions. This presentation, as are all presentations that are part of the IACAC programming, will be available within about a week's time at the same website where you registered. So you can sign up for more sessions tonight, and in a week you can go and check out this presentation again and all of those others. Just a reminder, on that website, it is strivescan.com/Illinois. I'm now really excited to welcome our first school to present tonight, and that's going to be Minot State University.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let me just pull up my presentation here. Let's see. What do we got? Looks like it's sharing the wrong screen, maybe. Let's see. There we go. This should do it here.
It's a be seen, be heard, be you. Is that what you were looking for, Sal?
That's the one.
All right, all good.
Perfect. Beautiful. So, Minot State University, we're located in Minot, North Dakota. First thing, a little bit about myself. I am from Crystal Lake, Illinois, so I definitely know the transition from Illinois to North Dakota. Don't worry, it's not so bad. But if you're worried about where Minot might be, where the red little dot there is, pretty northwestern North Dakota, but definitely a lot of great options. So why not Minot? That's the question we're going to try to answer here in the next few minutes. First of all, one of the really great things about Minot State University is there is in-state tuition for all students, making us the third most affordable public four-year university in the United States, which is super helpful. The majority of students are graduating debt-free or without any major loans, and we're looking at only 42% of grads who have borrowed loans. So luckily, I was one of those students who did not have to borrow any loans, and I went from paying to be at college, and now that I work here, I got to keep my whole paycheck, which is something really awesome when thinking about college in general. Next is going to be kind of understanding campus. So if we look at our student population, we're roughly 3,000 students, give or take a few, with 68% of those students coming from North Dakota, 22% coming from the rest of the United States, 6% Canadian, and then 4% being the greater international students. We do have over 100 areas of study, which we'll touch on here in a second. And then if you look at students per college, the biggest one is going to be our education and health sciences, with just over 1,000 students, followed by our arts and sciences, and then the College of Business. Moving forward, looking at the over 100 majors and programs, you can get a good feel for the undergraduate programs, the undergraduate certificates, the pre-professional tracks, the graduate programs, and then the graduate certificates as well. So plenty of different options for our students. When we look at activities here on campus, there are over 1,000 activities each year. So these could be from clubs, organizations, different athletic events, musical events, you name it, we really have it covered for you with 60 plus student clubs and organizations. So the majority of majors and programs do have their own club. Plus there's a lot of different special interest groups. We do have a few Greek life chapters as well. So definitely a very diverse set of options for our students. We also have intramural sports. So intramural sports allowed me to be the three-point basketball shooter that I never was in high school. Plus there's over 500 students that participate in that. My favorite was intramural bowling because you can eat when you bowl. It is definitely interesting to try to eat and play intramural basketball, but they do give away over $25,000 in prizes here. A great insider story on myself is I did get kicked out of karaoke night once for singing Bohemian Rhapsody, but that's a whole nother story. So plenty of prizes, Apple Watches, TVs, gaming systems, the whole nine. So anything that you can really imagine, we have for students here at Minot State. I like to say if you're bored, it's probably because you're not trying to do anything fun. Moving on, we do have 14 NCAA Division II athletic programs. So you could just get a small taste of some of those teams here. On the men's side, we have baseball, basketball, cross country, football, golf, track and field, wrestling. And then we do have the club hockey team, which competes at the ACHA Division I level. So they're the defending national champions. And then on the women's side, we do have the ACHA women's program, which has been the national runner-up the past couple seasons. So plenty of great hockey to watch as well. And then we do have cheer team on top of that. If you're interested or want to learn more about Beaver Athletics, msubeavers.com is the place for you. Further, you might wonder, what are the admission requirements here at Minot State? It's pretty straightforward: a 2.75 GPA, your high school core class requirements, and then a statement of intent. The statement of intent is not an essay, so it's super quick. Couple sentences saying why you're interested in Minot State. If you have any questions about those requirements, my information is available at the end. And then again, as I mentioned, we have been recognized as the third most affordable public four-year university with in-state tuition for all students. The average tuition and fees, well, the full tuition and fees right now would actually be $7,896. So the graphic's just a touch wrong. For next year, we can expect it to be right about $8,000. If you are looking to earn our automatic four-year award, super simple, just submit your ACT score and your GPA. If you do not have an ACT or SAT score, that's fine. Contact me and I could talk to you about the different options for scholarship that we have based on your GPA. Otherwise, definitely feel free to come visit us. We are accepting campus visits. We do have virtual visits and events as well. AskMSU.com is the place to ask all your questions, or you could call, text, email me, whichever works best for you. If you do have additional questions, again, let me know. My name's Sal from Minot State. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, Sal, for starting us off tonight and presenting on Minot State. Our next school is going to be Western Colorado University. Lindsay?
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, whether you're viewing this live or virtually after the fact. We're so excited to be here with you today. Let me just make sure that we're all good to go here. Alrighty. So my name is Lindsay Leggett, and I'm a Regional Director of Recruitment for Western Colorado University in Gunnison, Colorado. What you're seeing here is a picture of campus. Something to highlight is we have a brand new program for computer science and mechanical engineering, and this building kind of in the back middle here is a brand new building that just opened up in January. So we're super excited to have students in those lab spaces. Something that I really loved when I was a student at Western is that our backyard is nature's best classroom. So Western is surrounded by millions of acres of BLM land, national forest land, all of this public land that students have access to, either for research purposes or recreation purposes. You do not have to wait to be a junior or senior to participate in research activities, and you don't even have to be a major in a specific program to participate. I was a communications major at Western, but in one of my intro to biology courses my freshman year, our professor took us fly fishing for a class. So really awesome opportunities to just study different things in the Gunnison area and participate in recreation as well. Another thing that I loved about being a student is that we have an average class size of 17 students. You'll never sit in a lecture hall on campus. All of your classes will be very discussion based. All of your professors are incredibly kind and accessible. And that's something that's really important to Western as a whole. Any of our professors have office hours, certainly, but they also have open door policies. So if a professor is not in a classroom teaching and they're in their office, you can walk in at any point, whether you've set up an appointment or not. As far as our affordability, our out-of-state tuition is $18,600 per year. You can compare that to the national average, which is just over $22,500 per year, and Western is relatively affordable in that sense. 80% of students do receive financial aid in the form of grants or scholarships, and that is money that doesn't have to be paid back. The biggest scholarship that we give out to students is our merit-based scholarship. And what that looks like is if you have at least a 3.35 GPA from high school, you will automatically receive at least $8,000 per year to attend Western, and that can go all the way up to $10,000 per year, depending on your GPA. That is a 100% automatic scholarship, so if you qualify for it, you get it. There's no separate application. If you don't qualify for that scholarship, since you're from the state of Illinois, you automatically qualify for our Central Plains discount, which is 100% of in-state or 150% of in-state tuition. So you're looking at about a $4,400 scholarship there. We also have our Common Scholarship application, which is one scholarship that applies you to over 40 different scholarships on our website. Each academic program has program-based scholarships. And we also have a first-generation scholarship for any students who are first-generation college students. As far as student success services, we do have a ton of opportunities on campus to get support that you need. We do have an academic resource center that houses disability services, career services, academic advising, the Office of the Registrar, study abroad. So quite a few offices in that specific space. But something that I like to highlight is that every single freshman and transfer student is automatically assigned an academic advisor who helps walk you through registering for your first semester of courses. Once you declare a major, which you don't have to until the end of your sophomore year, you get to choose an academic advisor that's within your actual major or area of study. We also have a math tutoring center and a writing center. So if you need help in any of those areas, you can bring your math homework or a paper that you've written into the writing center or math tutoring center, and you can get help there. We also have an EPIC mentorship program. So every single freshman and transfer student that comes to Western is automatically paired with another current student at Western, their sophomores through seniors. And they're there to help make sure that your transition onto campus is smooth and that you've got a friendly face to connect with once you're on campus as well. We also have our multicultural center that houses 5 different multicultural clubs on campus, and anyone and everyone is welcome and encouraged to participate in that. We also have counseling services. So every single student receives free mental health counseling services all throughout the year. If you're interested in visiting campus, we would love to have you. We are open for in-person campus tours right now. If you can't make it to campus, that's totally fine. We do have a virtual tour on our website as well. And you can engage with us further during our recruitment events, which are academic deep dive sessions or club deep dive sessions. So definitely join us there. And if we have any seniors in the room that are interested in applying, we are a rolling admissions institution, so there's no application deadline. You can apply at western.edu/apply. And you can waive your $30 application fee by using the code GOWESTERN2021. We are test optional this year, so the only thing that we're requiring for your application is the application itself and your high school transcripts. And that is everything that I have for you today. Here's my contact information. Feel free to reach out, call, text, email at any point if you have any questions. But thanks for being here today. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for sharing Western Colorado with us tonight. All right, our next school is going to be Grand Canyon University. Surprise, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Shafaris Turner, and I am the admissions counselor for Grand Canyon University. Grand Canyon University is located in Phoenix, Arizona, but as an admissions counselor, I am actually located in Chicago, so I'm nice and local. Just a quick snapshot, we are a private Christian and affordable university, and I'll touch more on that affordability piece in a second. We have over 225 academic programs, and that's for bachelor's as well as master's and doctoral studies. We have over 20,000 ground students, and we are a Division I athletic school. So why GCU? For one, we really focus on hands-on learning. For example, if you're interested in nursing, we have a simulation lab. If you're interested in pre-med, we're one of the few schools that actually have cadavers on campus that you can use as an undergraduate student, and so much more. For faculty involvement, we really focus on small classes so that you get that one-on-one attention. So our general education classes don't get over 100 students, and our major classes don't get over 50 students. And our professors really like to reach out, make sure everything's okay, you're getting all your assignments done, and so much more. For student empowerment, we really focus on entrepreneurship and push students to be leaders. So we do things on campus like Shark Tank competitions where we actually bring in actual investors so our students can pitch their businesses. We help with internship opportunities, starting clubs, things of that nature. And then again, that affordability piece. So we don't have a out-of-state tuition rate. Because of that, a lot of times our tuition is the same rate, in some cases even cheaper than the Illinois schools. And then our application is 100% free. So again, saving money for your pockets. Again, we have over 225 academic programs. This is just an example of what we have. Some of our more popular programs are nursing, business, and engineering. We also have an honors college. So we are the only school in Arizona that does not charge an extra fee to be a part of our honors college. Benefits of this is that we offer faculty mentoring, research opportunities, professional development. So every semester we bring in speakers that's in your field. So that way you can ask them questions, advice, things about how to be a nurse, how to be in education, what's best practices, things of that nature. International excursions, so everyone can study abroad, but there are certain trips that are only open to honor students. Speaker series, we also have honors housing and so much more, and you can either be automatically accepted based on your GPA, or there is an application you can do. So campus experience is just a small preview of what we have to offer. As a freshman, you can live in our dorms or apartments. The nice thing is that we don't believe in community bathrooms, so you're not sharing, a bathroom with 40 different girls on your floor. You have that nice individualized experience while still having a community. We have a variety of gyms on campus, pools. It's always sunny in Arizona, so the pools are open year round. And we have popular eateries on campus like Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, Taco Bell. So your meal plan works for all of those places. So you're not spending extra money on top of what you're paying for the meal plan. And then we have campus events like our sporting events. As a student, you get a free ticket to every single sporting event. We also have big events like Mr. GCU and lip sync battle, all the way down to our small events like Giant Twister. We also have outdoor adventure programs, campus recreation classes, fitness classes, and more. Again, we are Division I athletic school, so we have over 21 sports. Our basketball team actually just were named the champions this past season, so we're really excited about that. We also have club sports. So club sports is that next level under varsity sports, and some of our club sports programs also offer a scholarship opportunity. So getting down to the cost, again, we don't have an out-of-state tuition rate. So our tuition is locked in at $16,500 a year. Once you add in fees and room and board, it's an average total cost of a little under $25,000 a year. And that's before scholarship and financial aid. So this is our scholarship table. So the nice thing is that we base your scholarship off of your weighted GPA, or your SAT score, or your ACT score. So we look at whichever highest to get you the most amount of money. And our scholarships are renewable for all 4 years. There's also some additional scholarships, like depending on what school you go to. We have priority registration awards and other scholarships you can earn as well. So there's different ways you can visit campus. One of them is our GCU Live Tours, which is a virtual tour. It takes place every Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m. Arizona time. And then another really fun opportunity is that once you're admitted, you're eligible for a free trip to campus. So this is called Discover GCU. We pay for your flight and your stay on campus. You get to spend the night, get a campus tour, hang out with current students, and really get a feel for what it means to be a LOPE. So our application is, again, free, which can be done at apply.gcu.edu. It's quick. We don't require any essays or personal statements, so it only takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get done. And then once you submit the application, we'll just need your high school transcript. We are test optional, so if you have at least a 3.0, you are admissible. If you don't have a 3.0, if you have a 2.5 to a 3.0, then you do need your ACT or SAT score. And then lastly, here is my contact information. If you have any questions, I included my cell, so feel free to call or text me, or you can email me, whichever is easiest. And our website is gcu.edu if you want more information.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Safaraj, for sharing Grand Canyon with us tonight. All right. So we've heard from 3 great schools. We have 3 more to go. And so I just want to remind everybody that while Northern Arizona is going to be next and they're getting set up, I just want to remind everybody that we have that Q&A button. So if you have questions about the schools that are presented or for the schools to come about any of their programs or majors, please feel free to use that Q&A box and get a question out there. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Joey from Northern Arizona.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Joey, and I am here with Northern Arizona University. I am one of the first-year admissions representatives. I'm actually from the Chicagoland area, so I'm quite familiar with the transition from Illinois to Flagstaff, where Northern Arizona University is located. Before I begin all these presentations, I always like to highlight our land acknowledgement, as these mountains, these are the San Francisco Peaks. These are sacred to the Native Americans, or the indigenous people of this land. And we always want to honor their past, their present, their future generations who have lived here for millennia and will forever call this place home. So where is Flagstaff, Arizona? Flagstaff, Arizona is located in the northern central region of the state. We are at 7,000 feet in elevation, so we do get all 4 seasons, quite contrary to what most people would think Arizona is like: hot, dry, pretty all year round. But we do get almost 100+ inches of snow in a winter season, and we don't get any day temperatures above 100 degrees at all. It's never been recorded here in Flagstaff. So it's mild summers, and all 4 seasons are super beautiful. We are ranked one of the 9th best college towns in the United States. So we are quite closely connected to our downtown location, where these students are standing in this photo in our downtown Flagstaff. And it's a quick 10-minute walk from campus to visit, to enjoy a local restaurant, or a local, or stop by one of our local shops. How to get to Flagstaff? We are 2 hours north of Phoenix. Students coming from Illinois would probably fly out here, which you would connect in Phoenix or connect in Dallas, fly in American Airlines. And if you want to get directly to Flagstaff, that's the path. If you fly us to Phoenix and you don't want to take a quick flight back to Flagstaff, you can take group transportation, which operates 13 times a day, taking students directly from the Phoenix airport to our campus in Flagstaff. What is around Flagstaff? There's so much you can do outdoors. Nature is our backyard. We're only 90 minutes from the Grand Canyon, 45 minutes to Sedona. The creek in Oak Creek Canyon is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful drive down a switchback mountain, and you drive along the creek and you enter into the beautiful red rocks of Sedona. And then right here in our community, you can go skiing and snowboarding right on the back end of the Arizona or the San Francisco Peaks, where you could visit Arizona Snowbowl Ski Resort. So students like to go skiing and snowboarding on their off time. Lots to do outdoors. On our campus, almost 90% of our first-year students choose to live on campus. We don't have a live-on requirement, but I always say it is one of the best experiences a student can have as they transition to college. We have a residential college model where students will live within a hall with students studying similar degrees in your college. So that allows us to hone in academic resources and really create a living and learning environment for our students. We have over 400 different clubs and organizations, sorority and fraternity life, sports clubs and intramurals, and a variety of academic and professional and interest-based clubs. We are NCAA Division I athletic programs, men and women's teams. We are well known for our cross country team. We're national championships, or we won the national championship this year and 4 times in the last 5 years. So we bring on a lot of runners to this area, as we are at 7,000 feet and a popular spot to train. Our academic programs, we have almost 100 different degree programs with with an average class size of about 35 students and a student to faculty ratio to 19:1. This really allows for us to create a personalized learning experience where students can really engage with their faculty and their peers. And then our whole university is collective of about over 21,000 students. So we are a large institution, but like I said, we do really focus on that personalized learning experience. And to jump on the personalized learning experience, there's a lot of cool opportunities at research at the undergraduate level. So all of our academic programs like to push students to really seek out those research opportunities to enrich your learning experiences. To get into NAU, we require 16 core classes, or these 16 core classes for admission. We're going to calculate only a GPA from these classes on a 4.0 scale. So we take an unweighted core GPA. And if you have a 3.0 or greater core GPA, unweighted core GPA, you would be guaranteed admission with no deficiencies. And a deficiency is either a failure or not having to take in one of those courses. So, make sure you're completing all of these courses in this list. And then also, if you have a 2.5 or greater unweighted core GPA, you are considered. Most are admitted as long as you don't have no more than one deficiency in any two of these areas. We are test score optional. It is not required. It can only help you through the admissions process. The cost of attendance for students coming from Illinois is at $25,396. There are additional costs, including fees, housing, meal plans, books, and supplies. And those are all estimates, but that's a pretty good idea of what additional costs might be for you. And then all students are considered for scholarships upon admission. Based off the GPA we calculated from your core unweighted GPA, that will be applied to your scholarship consideration. So if you have a 3.5 or greater GPA, you will receive our President's Excellence Award at $11,000. And then if you're between a 3.0 and a 3.49, you will receive our $9,000 President's Award. And then your test scores can help you through this admissions process.
Joey?
Yeah.
We have reached the end of those 6 minutes. So I want to make sure if you have a slide with contact info, that you get that shared out there, and
you're all
make sure
set.
people can grab that.
Thank you all for joining, and yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing more about Northern Arizona and presenting tonight. All right, our next school is going to be the University of Utah.
Great, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Okay, great. So welcome to the University of Utah. My name is Paul LaPlante, and I'm one of the admission counselors at the U. I work with all the students from the Midwest, so that's why I'm here for our IACAC presentation today. As we get started, just a little bit of general information about the University of Utah. We are located in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is the capital of Utah. And we also have a satellite campus in Incheon, South Korea. So if you're maybe interested in studying abroad, our satellite campus there, our Asia campus, would be a great opportunity for you. At the U, we have right around 24,000 undergraduate students, which makes us a relatively large university. But even though we have that relatively large size, we still manage to maintain a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and our average class size still stays around 23 students. So yes, some of your introductory courses will be some of those larger kind of lecture hall type courses. But as you move along into your major and your degree program, the class sizes will start to get smaller, keeping, like I said, the average size right around 23 students. We are a Tier 1 research university and a member of the Association of American Universities. So a couple distinctions that we're really proud of there. A little bit more about our location. So I know I said that we are in Salt Lake City, which is true, but when I talk about the University of Utah's location, I kind of like to call it a Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus type of thing, the best of both worlds, if you will. I hope that reference is still kind of relevant for the students in the presentation today. So on one side, just west of campus, we do have downtown Salt Lake City and the Capitol building. We're only about 10 minutes away, right from the heart of downtown Salt Lake City. We have a ton of different public transportation. We have the light rail, the track system, and our UTA buses. All of this is completely free for all of our students to use. So you don't have to worry about bringing a vehicle to campus if you want to go and check out downtown Salt Lake City. And that city has basically everything that a large city would have to offer, anything that you could want. And on the other side of campus, just east of campus, right at the bottom of our level there, we have the beautiful Wasatch Mountains. And in these mountains, there's 7 different world-class ski resorts, all less than an hour drive away. So places like Park City Mountain, Snowbird, Alta, some of the most famous skiing in the world is literally right in our backyard. And if during the summer when there's not snow there, students really like to take advantage of this area to do things like hiking, mountain biking, rock climbing, and camping sometimes. Moving a little bit further away from campus, just in the state of Utah alone, we have 5 different national parks. Pictured here, we have Arches National Park, which is definitely something that students take advantage of kind of as a weekend getaway, go away and have fun, go on a camping trip down to Moab and check out the desert a little bit. Now focusing a little bit more on academics. At the U, we have 18 different colleges that house over 150 different academic programs. Obviously, I won't have time to tell you about all of those in our short 6 minutes today, but there are a few that I would like to share some information about. And the first would be the David Eccles School of Business. The David Eccles School of Business offers 9 different undergraduate majors. Those are all listed on the right there. And another great opportunity that we have at our School of Business is the University Venture Fund. So this is a student-ran investment fund portfolio that's worth over $700,000, and it's the world's largest independently managed fund that's run entirely by students. So if you're interested in maybe getting involved in investing, think that you might want a future career in that, our School of Business could be a great opportunity for you and a great way to get started on that career path. Another school that I would like to share with you is our College of Engineering. So you can see all of the majors listed on the left side there this time. And another thing that you should know is cutting edge research is the name of the game in our engineering department. We have 26 different research centers and tons of different cutting edge research and innovation is going on in these research centers. Just like what I have pictured here, and that is the Luke arm. So this was invented and created right here on campus at the University of Utah. It's named after Luke Skywalker and it is a prosthetic arm that can both move and feel. At the U, we really encourage our students to make campus their home away from home. So we do not have a housing requirement, but about 60% of our freshmen choose to live on campus for their first year, and I highly encourage it. Studies have shown that students who choose to live on campus for their first year do well and have better grades going on for the rest of their time in college. And it's also a great opportunity to get to meet new students, especially if you're coming from out of state, to kind of help build that support circle and get to meet some more people. I should mention that our newest residence hall just opened last fall. That's Callert Village, and that's what's pictured in the top middle here. And then in the bottom corners, we have some of our older residence halls on campus. Our oldest residence halls were built in 2002 when Salt Lake City was the host of the Winter Olympic Games. And it was actually part of Olympic Village where some former Winter Olympic athletes stayed and lived while they were participating in those games. So you can either live in somewhere brand new, somewhere that housed Olympic athletes, or something that falls kind of in between those two. These are some of our freshman admissions requirements and dates, some important dates. So we are on the Common App, super straightforward there. A really important deadline for you to be aware of is our December 1st Early Action 1 application date. So this is for the upcoming cycle. If anyone right now is a junior, these dates will be really important for you. And if you apply by December 1st, you will be considered for all merit-based scholarships, and that is our merit-based scholarship deadline. So any applications that we receive after that, unfortunately, will not be able to be considered for those scholarships. We are completely test optional for the next application cycle. So for fall of 2022, you do not have to worry about taking the ACT nor the SAT. Really quick, I would like to share with you some of our academic costs. So on the right, you can see our out-of-state tuition is right around $29,000, almost $30,000 there. But that can be made into that small, nice in-state number by applying to be and pursuing residency for tuition purposes. So to do this, you need to do 3 things: be physically present in the state of Utah for 12 months, prove financial independence, and then establish ties to the state by registering to vote or getting your driver's license. If you do so, you can save up to $20,000 and pay that nice in-state tuition price for the rest of your time here at the U. So thank you so much for learning about the University of Utah and for joining us today. Again, my name is Paul LaPlante, and here you can find all of my contact information. I look forward to hearing from you in the future, and go Utes.
Thanks, Paul, for sharing the University of Utah with us. All right, we are now going to our 6th school of the night. So we're going to be hearing from, we're coming back to Illinois with Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Rachel?
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join tonight. I'm quickly going to share my screen. I am one of the admissions counselors at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, also known as SIUE. Oh, wrong screen. So here at SIUE, kind of like the last presenter mentioned, we are considered the best of both worlds. So our campus has 2,660 acres. We are a nature preserve. So while you're here on campus, you get that naturey feel, and then there's lots of animals. The deer get really, really close to you. Once you leave, we're only about 25 minutes from downtown St. Louis. So you have all these great opportunities, for fun activities, job placement once you graduate, clinical opportunities, and internships. So at SIUE, we roughly have about 13,000 students. So we're a mid-sized institution. We're not too big, we're not too small, we're the perfect size. So with that number in mind, our average class size is a 21 and our student faculty ratio is a 15:1. We overall have 353 areas of study. They do fall into specific schools. Some of our top known programs would be nursing, engineering, pharmacy, and business. The cost of attendance per year, if you live on campus, is $22,100. Now that includes tuition, fees, housing, and your meal plan. It is not required to live on campus. So if you don't, you could shave about $10,000 off and only spend about $12,000 for the year. And that's before any scholarships, grants, loans, etc. So we're very reasonable to attend. We are also ranked number 9 as one of the safest institutions in the US. All over campus, we have numerous emergency poles. We have about 50 campus police officers, and they can get anywhere within 90 seconds of you pushing that button. So we're extremely safe. Something that I want to mention within the fees at our university, that includes all of the resources that we have to offer, but the most important part would be that it covers textbook rental. You will never purchase books on campus, you will only rent, so nothing additional to the fees that you already pay. We have overall 450 scholarships to offer. There are various ones that are within the Office of Admissions. However, once you become a student, you do have all of the departmental scholarships that you can check out. We right now are considered test optional for our scholarships. So you can submit your test scores, ACT or SAT, or your GPA, and we will take whichever one's better for those merit-based scholarships. Now, when it comes to admission, we are test blind, so we are simply just looking at your GPA. We have 250 organizations on campus as a whole, so I guarantee as a student, when you come here, you're gonna find something that you have interest in. We have our fraternity and sorority life, we have our theater and dance productions. We just implemented a new esports arena, so it's very, very nice. We are gonna start eventually offering scholarships for that, which is really exciting. Also, any event that we have here on campus, students can get into for free as long as you have your student ID. We are considered a Division I athletic school, and we're a part of the Mid-American Conference as well as the Ohio Valley Conference. We do have a study abroad office specifically on campus. So as your time as a student, if you decide that you would like to study abroad, you can visit them. They are extremely helpful. They will basically hold your hand throughout the entire experience to make sure everything's good before you set sail. We have hundreds of opportunities affiliated with us. You can study abroad for a summer, a semester, a year, a couple of weeks, you name it. You don't have to study a language. Now, if the idea of traveling alone is scary to you, a lot of the departments on our campus will take a trip as a whole. So for instance, the School of Nursing, they go to Costa Rica every summer. The School of Criminal Justice, they go to Ireland, the list goes on. So just keep in touch with your departments if you'd like to learn more information. So let's see here. We are very proud of a program called Undergraduate Research and Creative Activities, also known as IACAC. So this is where students can research something that they're highly interested in. It doesn't even have to relate to their major, and they get to do so here on campus with another faculty member. A lot of times students will get their research published, which is a great resume booster. They will also get to present their findings in front of a large symposium. They will earn awards, stipends, which is money, and course credit. I think the course credit part's probably my favorite because you get to do something on your own terms without sitting in a classroom. So for housing, as a freshman, there are 3 living options. They are suite style. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. We do have the private option and the deluxe option. They're a little more expensive. However, if that's what you would like, totally worth it. The private consists of 2 twin beds with only one being occupied. The deluxe includes a full-size bed. Now, we do have the housing application due at May 1st for current seniors or any transferring students. There is a $300 deposit at the time of that. Our freshman students have to attend what is known as Springboard to Success. It's our mandatory orientation. We are cutting it down to a 1-day event this summer, but it is going to be in person. At this event, this is where students will get acclimated with campus and they'll meet with their academic advisor to register for courses. So that deadline is also May 1st, and there is a $160 fee at the time. We are currently offering in-person tours. You can register for these via siue.edu/visit. So that is all the updates I have for you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to put my contact information in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rachel, for presenting on SIUE. All right, so we've heard from all 6 of our schools tonight, but we still have a couple minutes. And I know a lot of our representatives are going to have dropped information in the chat. They're going to be putting their contact info in there. So I want them to have time to do that. I want all of our attendees to have time to copy, paste, and grab that. So while we're waiting, I do have a live Q&A question that I'd like to ask. I'd love to have one representative from each school pop back on screen and come back to the group. And we're going to answer one question here. So I would love to know from each of you, what is an event or a tradition on campus that is a favorite, something really important to your campus community? And we're going to go in the exact same order that you presented in. So we're going to start with Sal at Minot State, and then we'll just roll through everyone. As the representative ahead of you finishes, just feel free to turn on your microphone and answer the question. I won't call on everybody in between. All right, thanks, Sal, for starting us off.
Yes, I would say here at Minot State, just like a lot of different schools, homecoming week is typically the biggest week on campus. Being a really small knit school, we have a ginormous block party before women's soccer, football, and that consists of multiple different events that are happening all at once. And then a few local businesses also host several different events. Typically, we culminate the homecoming game, win or loss, with a ginormous bonfire with s'mores and the whole nine. So you really get the whole campus, alumni, and everyone coming back to have a really good time for that week. And so it's just really just a week-long event full of all kind of different activities. And so it's definitely one of my favorite as a student and now an alumni. I love it so much. So that would be my favorite event.
My favorite event or tradition also stems around homecoming. So for Western, we have one of the largest collegiate emblems on the side of the mountain in the nation, which is kind of a fun fact. But every year, our mountain rescue team goes up and lights that W on fire. So it's really fun for students and alumni, and just kind of brings everyone together.
So I would say that my favorite event on campus or events will be our basketball game. So at GCU, we don't have a football team, so basketball is really our sport, and the students go all out. There's a pep rally, the band plays on the quad. Depending on the game, the students may camp out the night before. If it's a really big game, they camp out the entire week. So it's a really huge deal. If you're not a fan of football, you will be by the time of your end at GCU.
Hey, Joey, if you want to unmute. Oh, looks like we lost Joe. Oh, Joey, we've got you volume down. There we go. All set.
My favorite tradition is our homecoming. During our homecoming week, we do have a homecoming carnival, and it's a really fun day where we have a bonfire where we burn a bunch of pallets in our central quad. We have a lumberjack competition. We also bring in carnival rides, Ferris wheel, the tilt-a-whirl, all those ones that would make me sick, but they're a lot of fun to go on, and a lot of fun carnival food and things. It's just a great way to bring our campus community together during our homecoming week.
One of my favorite traditions is also sporting related. So I'm a really big football fan myself. And at the U, we have the mighty Utah student section, or the MUS, which is our home cheering section for all of our sporting events. But during football, when an opposing offense has a third down and our defense is really trying to get a stop, we have what's called the third down jump, where the student section just jumps up and down and goes absolutely crazy, really trying to cause a ruckus. And they actually jump up and down so hard that they register as a small earthquake on the Richter scale on a seismograph that we have on campus. So I just think that that's super cool, and the young sports fan in me really gets happy about that.
So at SIUE, we don't have a football team, but we do have an amazing soccer team. And so our homecoming game, not to sound too redundant, is a soccer game as part of the Mid-America Conference. So all of our students are really into our soccer team. I myself was part of the E-band, or the pep band, that was at all of our basketball games. So I'm more partial to basketball, but definitely our homecoming soccer game and the homecoming week leading up to it is one of our big events.
I promise we did not plan this to be themed around homecoming and awesome, fun campus sporting events and student sections and pep bands, but that's so fun to hear about each school's like little twist on these different events and, that makes it special to each campus. So I hope that all of our attendees, whether you're watching live or you're watching the recording, maybe you're thinking, that sounds like something I would like to do, or go check out pictures on social media to see if you can picture yourself on campus being a part of all of this fun, the things that are going on in and out of the classroom. Well, we have reached the end of our time together tonight. So first of all, I want to thank all of our representatives for sharing not just the facts and figures and those logistics in those fast 6 minutes, but just obviously your passion and energy for the student experience in and out of the classroom on each of your campuses. And then thank you for everyone who's watching. We hope that you have had your curiosity piqued. Maybe you are excited to continue to learn more about a school that you were already familiar with, but maybe we've opened the door to someplace new for you to check out that might be your future home too. So thank you again for taking the time out of your day to be here and watch. All right, so when you all close your window, you're going to be linked to a very quick 4-question survey. I promise it's small, it's short, 4 questions. We would really appreciate it if you take the time to answer, because we appreciate that feedback you provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted for Illinois students. We hope you'll sign up for more to attend some later today. And in about a week's time, you'll find this session's recording, as well as all of the session recordings for you to watch, share with family and friends at strivescan.com/Illinois. So thanks again, everyone, for taking the time to be here, and best of luck in your college search and decision journey. Have a great night, everybody.